Hey guys, Luke here and welcome back to episode 6, season 2 of my FIFA 16 Swansea City career mode. Now in this episode we are playing a Europa League match first up. You can see their European match. And we are taking on Rosenborg, I think is the name you can see there, from Norway, the Tipper Ligaen or whatever they're called. And I'm not really sure exactly on their ability, but I kind of feel like them, as long as that Lech Poznan, who we took on last episode, sides that we should be putting away. Ghent is a side I've heard of, and we should probably be putting them away as well. But I mean, in the end, Europe, these group stages at least, are going to be the sides we're going to be putting out are going to be rotated squads. But yeah, the second game of the episode, as well as the third, both Premier League games, and they're going to be taking on Stoke and Norwich City. So yeah, both winnable games. I mean, all these games are quite winnable. We took on Tottenham early on in the season, but since then it's been pretty much not smooth sailing because we haven't won all the games, but all the sides have been taking on have been, fairly mid-table to, to lower league, not lower league, to lower table, which leads me to think that we really need to take advantage of all these games right now, because there is going to be a time where we're going to have a spree of taking on those big sides at some point. But this side right here I was talking about, we should be able to beat them comfortably. Rosenborg, whatever they're called, they end up scoring. It's Ole Christian Selnes. Probably just butchered his name, but I'm just going to call them RBK. They've gone 1-0 ahead, and I've got to say it's been pretty much all them at the moment. I mean, it's only been 15 minutes in. They've had a few little highlights so far, but they're just looking to get those crosses in, cut down the wing, and like I said, get a cross in. This time they go on ground, but the ball is going to fall back to that same guy who scored, I believe. He absolutely looks like a giant in here, but yeah, he's just having a field day so far. Our centre backs are having a tough time handling him, and I gotta say, the formation is kind of getting exposed this game. Just the lack of players around the midfield, and just we've got no defensive players, and as a result you can see no one pressuring this guy, and it is the same guy. He scores a second goal of the game, and man, what a finish that was. He's had two really nice goals. The first one was more the cross, but that second one was all him, and maybe we've got to look at him ourselves in terms of bringing him in. But they did butcher a chance to go 3-0 up. That would have killed off the game. I'd say the players we've got in our side, we can bring it back to 2-2 potentially. But I mean, it would have been a long shot to get it back to 3-3. Would have taken a miracle, much like the Liverpool Milan miracle. But yeah, like I said, it would have taken something special, and I'm not sure we've got the side to do that. We haven't got too many players who can come up with individual brilliance. But Nathan Dyer has got a lot of pace, and we're trying to take advantage of that fully. AU, who's in the middle right there, takes a shot, and that is a fantastic save by their goalkeeper. I couldn't tell you who it is, but it was a great save by him. And yeah, again, just getting a lot of plays forward, and that's a great shot, and I thought that was going in. Now it didn't obviously go in, and probably missed by quite a distance, but I thought for a while until it really sunk in that it'd gone past completely. I was like, alright, that missed. But yeah, I thought it was going in for sure. Now Gabriel, he's finding himself way in the midfield. I don't know why he was in that position, but yeah, it's a little bit frustrating just having the one striker, the solo striker, and having players like Gabriel being so far back. It's like, what are you doing? But he does find himself in a bit of no man's territory sometimes, but we've done pretty well to get back in the box here. Jack Cork on the ball, and Gabriel finds himself right in the box where he should be, and as a result he ends up scoring. But the only problem is it was in the 90th minute, which means we did not even get a chance to get the ball back. They literally kicked it off, and the whistle blew, and we lost. Now you can see there, 8 shots, 3 on target for them. They scored 2 of them, obviously. We had 5 shots, but it does show that it was pretty fair representation of the game. I mean, you saw on the highlights, it was pretty much all that other side. So definitely need to concentrate a little bit more, and maybe not take the Europa League so lightly. We might have got a little bit lucky with that first game and being able to play a bunch of second string players, but I mean, that's just something you got to do. Now, training injury. This was a little bit of a dilemma. Now, previously in previous episodes, and early on in the season, I know it is too early, but I mean, like episodes ago, I was talking about Valdez, saying, is he very good? I don't really know, but he kind of was starting to turn around, starting getting a bit of good form, making a few key saves there, and he goes and gets injured for 6 weeks. I think he broke a rib or whatever. Thankfully, we've got a international break coming up, so it sort of limits the amount of games he's going to be missing. But at the same time, we do have Rob Green, who is a fantastic backup. We obviously brought him in last January transfer window, when we sold our normal keeper, which Fabianski, I'm really going to say that, I can't remember his name. We sold him for a pretty big fee and brought in Rob Green for about 1 million or whatever. I remember the fans were saying, we've made a huge error in signing him. He's very old, and he's actually done a fantastic job for us. He's been really, really good, and you know, we won a fair few games off the back of him. But right there, we just squandered a chance. Correa really should have looked for the pass. That would have been the smart move. But taking on Stoke, it is in Stoke, and they're not the old Stoke that people think they are. They've got a lot of good players, and Nautovic is one of them. Now, what I've discovered is do not bring out your keeper. If that's something that, you know, it's something that feels unnatural to me, considering all previous fixtures where you rush out the keeper and put them under pressure. But I find just leave the keeper in there, and they tend to squander a lot of chances online and offline. Now, right here, I think it was Shelby ended up getting absolutely smashed after taking a shot. As a result, Sigurdsson had a chance. We did lay it off to him. I don't know who laid it off to him, but you know, that's the good thing about Sigurdsson. He's versatile. We can go for the shot from the start, but or we can roll it off to someone. But yeah, that was another chance just then, and we really should have scored that one. I mean, that's a few chances we should have scored, but Icardi finds himself through on goal. That is another great save by Butland. So Butland's having a really impressive game here at the Britannia, and it is 0-0 at half time. So it was a bit frustrating to see all the chances apart from that Arnautovic chance all to us, and I think that was Icardi again on the end of a header. Now, that's something we've been lacking in the past. You get a lot of people who you know, pretty good with the ball and that sort of stuff, but lack the heading. But you know, Icardi definitely is a player who seems like an all-rounder, so I think we've definitely got a gem on our hands here. Obviously, in real life, people know of Icardi and they know he's a pretty good player, but yeah, on the game, he's not someone who I see people use a lot. But see Correa making a great run there. There's been actually a few chances for us which we should have scored, but Correa does a bit of a, I was going to say the McGeady spin, the Berber spin this time, and we were about to take a shot, and they must have just touched the ball a little bit, which like cancelled our shot. So that was really, really annoying. And I should mention that Icardi had what I thought was going to be a penalty, but nothing ended up coming from it. No penalty, no nothing really. And yeah, you can see there a 0-0 draw. There were 7 shots, 4 on target for us, and 52% possession. So I got to say, we dominated that game. Stoke really didn't do much at all. You saw all the chances came from us. And yeah, it was just a bit of a frustrating game. So Montero came on probably late on for Icardi. That wasn't because Icardi was playing bad, just because I was just trying something different, just trying to add a little bit more energy. And yeah, I mean, it was very frustrating. But you can see Stoke actually having a pretty good season to start off the year. So I suppose there's no shame in having a draw to them, especially away from home. But I mean, if we're going to be pushing for those top 4 spots, we've got to beat teams like Stoke. That's no you know, no disrespect to them or anything. Obviously, they're a good side. You know, you see they're in 6th spot coming into this game right here against Norwich. But yeah, speaking of Norwich, I think they got promoted, possibly. I can't remember. Maybe they got promoted last year, or sorry, last season, I should say. And there is a player, a centre mid for them. He's actually a really good player. He looks like the ultimate like centre mid. Looks like a little Yaya Toure. I can't pronounce his name, but I think he's Nigerian possibly. And we're looking at signing him in the the transfer window previously. They wanted way too much for him, but he is off contract at the end of the year. So hopefully we can sign him on a Bosnian, yeah, is that the right word? Free transfer basically. Now, we did start off the game really, really well. It was Icardi who scored a goal, just cut it inside. Pretty simple stuff there, and yet again, he finds himself through on goal. The initial shot saved, but the follow-up is kicked into the back of the net, and Icardi scores his 2nd goal of the game there, his 3rd goal in total in the Premier League season. So, I'm not going to say he's had a slow start to the Premier League season in terms of scoring, because he hasn't played too many games, but he seems to be finding his feet in the Premier League. Obviously, has always played in Serie A as far as I'm aware of. But yeah, he finds himself through on goal yet again. That's some poor defending there from Norwich. And it is 3-0. Now, Icardi's already completed his hat-trick very, very quickly. I think only like 20 so minutes had gone. Now, is Icardi going to be, they just got rid of Suarez a few seasons ago. They thought they could rest comfortably. Now, Icardi's come in. Is Icardi going to be to them what Suarez was for Liverpool in terms of playing against him, scoring hat tricks all the time? Hopefully Icardi can do that. I'd be very, very happy with that. And Rafinha, he ends up getting on the board as well. He had a pretty big part in Icardi's 3rd goal, the hat trick. He might have even played a big part in some of the others, but yeah, it's really fitting for Rafinha to score a goal, because I think it was well deserved. He'd been setting up a lot of plays, and about time he starts getting a few goals of his own. And Sigurdsson had a shot there just before halftime. I think it was Correa did some really good work, just hustling really hard there. Trying to win the ball back, and we're really, really hungry to score goals in this game, which was really, really nice considering that Europa League game sort of lacked a lot of chances. But coming into this Stoke game, we couldn't score, and it was nice to get off the board early and just continue on scoring. Now, Zuccolini probably should have did a lot better. We're trying to get the ball through to Correa just there, just to try and get him a good chance on goal, but it didn't really work out. The ball, for some reason, just like he couldn't find himself on the ball. He just kept walking away from it for some reason. But yeah, we did squander a chance. Icardi looking for his 4th goal, which would have made it 5-0. But Mbakani, or I'm not sure the exact pronunciation, but that seems like it. Mbakani, whatever. He scores his 3rd goal of the Premier League season, the 1st goal for them, and it was in the 90th minute, so it was only a consolation goal. So it was a little bit annoying to concede a goal. But yeah, what is quite surprising is the amount of possession Norwich had now. Was that just because they were constantly kicking off and just holding the ball for a little bit? Possibly. But yeah, I don't know, we just got off to a really, really quick start, and from then on, Norwich just couldn't handle it. I wouldn't say we were playing on the counter by any means either, so yeah, it's just an impressive performance all around, and that's where the video is going to end. Hopefully you did enjoy it. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe to my channel, follow me on Twitter, @MrLukeNYT, Facebook page in the description below, and I'll see you for my next video. Bye guys.